you...
Three if you do it, like up, down, up.
Okay. Are you breaking any assumption there? Are you making any assumptions there when you say 3?
You can go outside of the box.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
4.
4. Okay. Yes. How many?
6.
6. Okay. Yes. 5. Okay. 1. Okay. Okay, a lot of interesting answers and all the right answers. First thing, if you would notice that I didn't say how many minimum straight lines needed to connect these 9 dots. See, right? So the answer for minimum is a different answer. Of course, if I don't say minimum, then all your answers are right because. Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. So, this is the most popular answer without challenging assumptions. So, no assumptions have been challenged here. This 4 is the minimum needed if you don't challenge any assumptions. But, if you challenge one assumption, you can do it in 3. What is the main assumption being challenged here? Okay, let me see if there's anyone who hasn't spoken yet. Okay, that girl over there first. Can you speak up a little bit? 4? No, the question is, what assumption has been challenged here, right? Usually there are some assumptions which you make. When you read a question, you make some assumptions. And then this answer is challenging some assumption. What assumption is it?
You can go outside the box. Like the thing is encircled.
Okay, so there's one more point. Let's see who can answer that. Let me ask her. And then...
You have to go straight through the dots. That's what a lot of people do. This is not
What do you mean straight through the dots?
smack center. This is just touching the edge of them.
Got it. Yeah, so that was the assumption. So usually when you go back to this one, look at how lines are crossing through the center of these dots. If you challenge an assumption in your mind, why does it have to be center of the dots? It could maybe just touch the edges. The question just said, how many straight lines needed to connect these 9 dots? So, it does not go through the center. So, it is going through the side portions of these dots. So you challenge the assumption. And another guy over here said 1. Guess what assumption he challenged? Okay. So I'll give each of you a chance. Let's start from here.
The thickness of the line.
Okay. So he got it. Thickness of the line. Who said the straight line has to be thin? Right? Nobody said that. Right? It's a straight line. It's just the brush is very thick. Right? So here's an idea for creativity. When you're trying to solve a problem, that's one creative way of, it's usually called, it's a very old problem, it's called thinking out of the box. And I think thinking out of the box sort of came from here, because what he's saying is, you are getting out of the box. You are not containing yourself to the box. The lines are out of the box. The lines are out of the dots. But they're still solving the problem which has been asked to be solved. Right? So this is your assumption. Now, I'm going to tell you about how you can induce these kind of creativities. Okay? Here's a creative product. An underwear which you can wear on your head. Right? It's called an undercap. I think it's a real product, by the way. It might not sell, but somebody came up with it, right? So, there's something called schema violation, and I'm not saying being creative means you create products like this. What I meant was, if you see someone wearing his underwear on his head, you can get some creative feelings. You can feel a little creative because of that, not following the pattern sort of a behavior. And I mentioned some other examples of schema violation is if you see someone eating pancake for dinner, right? Everybody's eating nice formal dinner, and this guy is sitting in with his pancake and syrup. So, you have dinner for breakfast. Okay. So, watching people break some schemes, which is called schema violation, induces creativity. It breaks that pattern in your head, which is always sort of trying to get into the routine of things. Because routine is comfortable. Routine has predictability. Routine gives you safety and security. That I know what's my day is going to look like. I'm going to do this, this, and this. You plan, you execute. But once you see something like this, you're going to feel creative. You're going to have that creative feeling. And that's why diversity is so important. So diversity, I've given an example of chopsticks. What this means is, let's say if the first Asian person, Chinese person, came to the United States, and somebody from here saw that person eating with chopsticks, right? So it's not that that person has to start using chopsticks himself, but looking at the person eating with chopsticks breaks the schema. It's a schema violation. He thinks that, oh, you can eat in different ways. That means you can do something else in a different way too. So diversity brings the perspectives of different cultures. And Silicon Valley is very successful, and one of the reasons is diversity. It's got such a diverse workforce and population that the schema violation keeps happening all the time. And people, talk about interesting ideas with each other. They discuss interesting ideas. And, the ideas come together. The main idea of the whole creative process is companies get started, creativity happens when different kinds of ideas intermingle. And you build on top of an existing idea. So diversity, very important. Schema violation, important. So I'm running a little late on my slides. I'm going to ramp up the speed a little bit. So the method is called Scamper. A lot of you might have heard about it. It's a systematic method in which you can come up with creative ideas. And what you do, essentially, is either you substitute something, you combine it with something else, you adapt something to it, modify, magnify, or minify it, eliminate something, reverse or rearrange it. And use the Scamper. And anyone can be creative. You don't have to create ideas from scratch. If I tell you now, hey, give me an idea. You don't have to start from scratch. You take an existing idea, product, service, and say, what if I do one of these things with that idea or the product? Right? And you have a new idea. So we're going to use the Scamper to create some ideas today, if we have time. So a couple of slides on how I use Scamper myself. I founded a company called Silicon Tech Services, and my idea was to eliminate. So I saw that people have to go to a lot of different vendors if they have to get a computer problem fixed. If it's a Microsoft software, you start talking to Microsoft. If it's a problem with your Dell laptop and you don't know what's going on, you start talking to Dell guys. If it's an Adobe software, talk to Adobe guys. Apple, talk to Apple. I said, hey, why do you have to do that? Why can't we eliminate all these different vendors? And I started a company which did exactly that, which was a single-stop shop where you could get all your computer problems fixed. So that's the elimination part of it. And my wife started this recently, and she did the combine of the Scamper. So you can see the Scamper, right? I had the second one, which is combined with something else. So we thought, hey, meditation is very useful for everyone, and there's a lot of scientific research which proves that. And kids' education is very important as well. Why don't we combine these two? And you can have a meditation-based education curriculum. So you do your regular math, science, creative, technology stuff, but you add it with meditation so that you can increase focus, concentration, and excel better on that. So that meditation combined with kids education became an after-school program for kids in Livermore. This is one of our ventures. So here's a picture from the web on Scamper. If you see, there's one for substitute. You're substituting a rechargeable battery charger with your USB ports. Or you're combining a pizza cutter with a fork. Adapting a car into doing something like a tank. Like, you can go in the desert now.